coming through the curtain, slow and pale. Cup still warm on the table, no stories to tell. I watch the room the way it sits, quiet and white. Nothing asking me to be anything tonight. The street outside is soft, almost tired of sound. Just a passing car and the light that turns around. I take a breath like I'm learning it again, letting the edges blur and the day bend. My phone is face down and I let it be. There's no rush in the way the hours move through me. A book open somewhere past the middle page. I keep the line I was on, I don't turn the page yet. The hum of the fridge is a kind of song. The floor is cool where the shadow belongs. I'm not waiting for a feeling to arrive, I'm just here, and the room feels alive. If the world is loud, I'm not listening. If the night is long, I'm not counting it. Just a window, just a chair, just my hands in my lap. Just a small, steady way to where I'm at. Soft margin, give me room to breathe. A little silence, a little space to be. Nothing pulling at the corners of my mind. Soft margin, gentle and unlined. I don't need the day to teach me anything new. I don't need the dark to prove a point or two. Soft margin, hold me like a lowly room. Soft margin, let me sit inside the bloom. The neighbor's dog is sleeping on the porch again. A neighbor's laugh through a wall, distant and thin. I think about the people I have known for years, how they show up steady, how they disappear. But tonight there's no one I'm trying to read. Just a notebook open and a slow release of all the words I carried and could not say, settling like dust at the end of the day. I used to chase the feeling like a signal in the noise. I used to want a reason for the softest joys. Now I let the little things do all the heavy lifting. A cup, a light, a breath, a kindness I'm accepting. Even when the city hums and won't stand still. Even when the window shows another hill. I keep a place inside that's gentle and unhurried. A margin made of moments quiet, soft and carry. Soft margin, give me room to breathe. A little silence, a little space to be. Nothing pulling at the corners of my mind. Soft margin, gentle and unlined. I don't need the day to teach me anything new. I don't need the dark to prove a point or two. Soft margin, hold me like a lowly room. Soft margin, let me sit inside the bloom. Soft margin, soft margin, steady, I'm allowed. Yeah. Light still coming through the curtain, slow and pale. Cup still warm on the table, no stories to tell. Just a room, just a breath, just the evening, just me. Soft margin, soft margin. Softly, soft margin, soft margin, softly, soft margin. The light is moving slow across the floor. I left the curtain half closed like before. There's a cup that's cooling where I placed it down. Steam is folded into nothing now. I hear a neighbor pulling in their door. A car door, then a key, then nothing more. The room is holding every small delay between the breath I took and what I say. I wrote a list of things I meant to do, then watched the ink blur underneath the blue. The street outside is gone a softer gray. Even the dogs are quieter today. I sat back down before I stood back up, filling a small glass that was half a cup. The fridge hums low, a motor in its sleep. I let my head rest where the shadows creep. I'm not in any hurry to be seen. I'm not in any rush to leave the scene. Just a body learning how to be somewhere it can breathe, somewhere it can breathe. Soft margin, softly, soft margin, hold me. Soft margin, slowly, I'm letting the day unfold. Soft margin, steady, soft margin, ready. Soft margin, ready to carry what I'm not yet told. Soft margin, soft margin. There's a chair pushed in but nobody's there. A jacket folded over the back stair. I count the tiles above the kitchen sink. Then I forget the number that I think. The radio is murmuring alone, a voice that doesn't know that I'm its tone. I trace a circle in the dust with my thumb. Watch how the light comes in to make it run. Maybe I don't need to understand every ripple of the weather's hand. Maybe I can stay a little more right here beside this half-on kitchen floor. Let the minutes bend a different way. Let the afternoon decide to stay. I am wide enough for all of this. A single room, a slow hour, a soft kiss. Soft margin, soft margin, soft margin, soft margin, hold me. Soft margin, slowly, I'm letting the day unfold. Soft margin, steady, soft margin, ready. Soft margin, ready to carry what I'm not yet told. Soft margin, 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 soft margin. The window holds the morning like a quiet glass. A warm light coming sideways through the curtains pass. My coffee sits untouched, the steam is thin and slow. The street is doing nothing that I need to know. I watch my shadow stretch and drift across the floor. A small and easy rhythm, nothing I'm keeping score of. The room has settled in, no sound to rearrange. Just me and all the minutes softly out of range. A neighbor's door is humming with a low and distant tune. The hallway takes the echo like it always used to. I trace a finger lightly on the table's wooden grain. A small unfolding texture I don't have to name. The city keeps its balance in a thin and even line. Cars are passing lazy like a thought I leave behind. My breathing finds a pattern that the morning understands. And nothing in this room is making any demands. If the day decides to move, I'll let it move along. If the light begins to shift, I'll let it where it belongs. I am not in any hurry, I am not in need. I am walking with the soft and undivided steady speed. So come and find me sitting where the window light is warm. Come and take the ordinary and let it turn into something more. Soft margin, where the day breathes slowly and the room is wide. Soft margin, where I'm standing softly on the softer side. Soft margin, let the hours wander, let them take their time. Soft margin, every little feeling finding room to rhyme. Soft margin, like a slow and patient kind of easy grace. Soft margin, I can feel the breathing of the quietest space. Soft margin, The afternoon is folding like a letter left unread. The shadows of the furniture are rocking in my head. There's a song that's playing somewhere just beneath my skin. A small and honest hum I'm slowly letting in. I pour a second cup and watch the color going deep. A simple liquid mirror and a promise I can keep. The street outside is turning into something almost old. A scene that's almost holy for being quiet and being old. I don't need a reason, I don't need a plan. I just need a moment I can hold inside my hand. Take the noise and then take the rush and slow it down. Let the patient ordinary be the thing that's wearing the crown. So if you're tired of running, if you're tired of keeping score. Come and set your back down by the soft and open door. There's a place where nothing's asking, there's a place where nothing's due. Just a room, a light, a window, and a quiet kind of view. Soft margin, where the day breaks slowly and the room is wide. Soft margin, where I'm standing softly on the softer side. Soft margin, let the hours wander, let them take their time. Soft margin. The kettle just clicked off again. Steam curling slow against the glass. Morning hasn't really started yet. I'm watching shadows on the wall. The street outside is barely moving. Cars like whispers passing by. My coffee's cooling in the cup and I am here, and that's enough, yeah. I notice how the light has changed. Pale gold across the wooden floor. My notebook open to a blank page. Pen resting where I left it before. The radiator hums a low soft note, like it remembers every winter. I write one word and put the cap back on, letting silence answer for it. Nothing needs to be decided now. Nothing needs to move or shift or prove. Just the clock, just the breath, just the sound of a room that knows me through and through. I can stay a little longer here. Let the hours lean into me. Soft margin, where the day is slow. Soft margin, where I let it go. Soft margin, every breath a little wider. Soft margin, drifting to the tide. Soft margin, nothing left to hide. Soft margin, breathing in beside the silence. Soft margin, breathing in beside the silence. Soft margin, breathing in beside the silence. Yeah. There's a neighbor on the stairwell humming something I have recognized. She nods and smiles without a question, and the hallway holds her kindness back inside. I leave the curtains drawn, the lamp is low. The city hums below. I trace the rim of where my tea has been, a circle cooling in my hand. Maybe this is all the holy there is. A chair, a window, light across the floor. Maybe grace is just the way the morning asks for nothing, gives a little more. I don't need to climb a higher ladder. I don't need to reach a further shore. Just this room, just this hour, just this breathing in the door. I leave it slightly open in the door. I leave it slightly open, yeah. Soft margin, where the day is slow. Soft margin, where I let it go. Soft margin, every breath a little wider. Soft margin, drifting to the tide. Soft margin, nothing left to hide. Soft margin, breathing in beside the silence. Soft margin, breathing in beside the silence. Soft margin, breathing in beside the silence. Yeah. The street has gone soft at the edges now, and I am not alone inside the sound. Just a slow kind of breathing. Soft margin, soft margin, soft margin, yeah. Softly falling into place, yeah. Soft margin, falling into place, yeah, yeah. The morning came slowly through the curtain line, dust drifting like it didn't have a place to be. I held the cup with both my hands, let the warmth stay mine. Watched the steam curl upward like a soft memory. Outside the street was empty in a friendly kind of way. No one in a hurry, no one chasing yesterday. Just light upon the tiles and a shadow long and gray. And me, just sitting quiet, letting time slip away. I turned the page but didn't really need to read. the words were fine. The silence in between was better. A car went by, a dog barked somewhere down the street. The kettle clicked and nothing, just the morning steady weather. I thought about the message I was meaning to reply, then thought about not thinking for a while. The phone was face down on the wood, no need to try, and the room kept breathing softly, almost in a smile. Nothing's asking anything of me right now. The list can wait, the world can take its time. I learned to let the small hours show me how to walk the edge instead of climb. Soft margin, where I land when I am tired. Soft margin, let the day be unimpressed. Soft margin, no desire, no fire, just a window, just a table, just a breath inside my chest. Soft margin, falling softly into place. Soft margin, holding nothing but the space. Soft margin, steady, warm and slow. Soft margin, let me rest where soft things go. The afternoon arrived without a single sound. The neighbor's curtain moved and settled once again. I poured a second cup and watched the light go round. The floor was cool, the ceiling wide, the room without a name. I thought of all the things I meant to do this week and gently set them down beside the chair. The chair could hold them and the silence didn't speak. And I was lighter than I've been and not aware. There is a place between the doing and the rest, where nothing pulls and nothing has to fall. I find it when my breathing slows inside my chest. A hallway made of sunlight on a wall. I don't need much, I never really did. Just warmth, just breath, just one more cup of tea. The margin holds me like a gentle lid, and I am what I am and finally free. Soft margin, where I land when I am tired. Soft margin, let the day be unimpressed. Soft margin, no desire, no fire, just a window, just a table, just a breath inside my chest. Soft margin, falling softly into place. Soft margin, holding nothing but the space. Soft margin, steady, warm and slow. Soft margin, let me rest where soft things go. Soft margin, fading now into the room. Soft margin, quiet as a half-heard tune. Soft margin, street outside is gone to gray. Soft margin, nothing left to do or say. Soft margin, let me stay. Morning comes in sideways through the curtain. Steam still rising from the cup I left to cool. Phone face down, no news worth interrupting. Just the sound of traffic moving slow to school. I let the silence stretch a little longer. Pull my sleeves up over cold and shaking hands. Nothing's wrong, but nothing's any stronger. Just the quiet that the daylight understands. There's a crease upon the pillow from last night. Notes I wrote, but never sent, a folded small. Outside the window, someone's passing a bike light. A reflection flickers on the hallway wall. I don't reach for anything to hold together. I don't reach for anyone to fill the space. Just the rhythm of the rain upon the feather of a plan. I'll never move to a brighter place. Soft margin, let the room breathe easy. Soft margin, I am finally free. Soft margin, from the rush that used to please me. Soft margin, just the morning and me. I'm sitting in a soft margin, watching ordinary life become a friend. I'm sitting in a soft margin, where the rushing and the worry start to end. No more running to the next thing, no more checking if I missed a call. I'm sitting in the soft margin, and I'm noticing that nothing after all. Soft margin, let the day begin. Soft margin, quietly within. The fridge hangs a low familiar letter. A neighbor's door is opening and closing slow. I could call someone, but maybe later. Better to just let the afternoon and spool and flow. There's a book I started last December, There's a sweater I forgot that I put on. I remember how to be a quiet member of a day that's almost done. I don't need the world to hurry. I don't need the sky to fall. I don't need another worry rising like a siren call. Just the dust inside the sunlight, just the shadow on the floor, just the ordinary small light creeping underneath the door. Soft margin, let me rest a little more. Hiding in the soft margin, where the rushing and the worry start to end. No more running to the next thing, no more checking if I missed a call. I'm sitting in the soft margin, and I'm noticing the nothing after all. Soft margin, let me stay. Soft margin, fade to gray. Soft margin, cup is cool, I pour it out. Soft margin, no more doubt to think about. Soft margin, street outside has gone to gray. Soft margin, nothing left to do is say. Soft margin, let me stay. Soft margin, let me stay. Morning light is coming through the curtain slow. Dust is moving where the shadow used to go. Coffee sitting in a cup I haven't touched. Steam is curling up like thoughts that aren't too much. Phone is face down on the table by the bed. Nothing waiting that I haven't already said. Quiet is a kind of color I can wear, soft against the skin, a hush I wanna share. Shoes are waiting by the door, but I will move. Today is not a day for proving anything to prove. Window is a little open, cool air in, letting out the heavy things I carry with my skin. Watch the cars go by like scenes I used to know. Faces in the glass just pass and come and go. I am sitting with the day before it starts, holding it like paper, gentle in my heart. There is room to breathe, there is room to stay, there is room to be a little less than okay. Not a thing to fix, not a thing to name, just the sound of morning slowly saying my name. Soft margin, hold the day a little lighter. Soft margin, edges getting slowly brighter. Soft margin, I don't need a lot of answers. Soft margin, room enough to take the chances. Soft margin, no one's keeping any score. Soft margin, what I'm feeling isn't more. Soft margin, let the hours pass like weather. Soft margin, I am held and not together. Soft margin, soft margin, I can wait. Note is written on the counter, half a line. Something I remembered then forgot in time. Pen is resting where I left it, cap is off. Ink is drying, but the paper holds the thought enough. Neighborhood is waking up in gentle sound. Birds are starting and the sprinkler goes around. Nothing here is asking till we saw the name. Just the simple way the ordinary gets reclaimed. I have learned the shape of quiet in my hands. I have held the weight of softer, smaller plans. I don't need a rush to feel like I am real. I don't need a rush to know the way I feel. There is margin in the moment, margin in the room, margin in the breath I take before the afternoon. And it's enough to let it be. Soft margin, hold the day a little Window light is moving slowly down the wall. Cup is cool now, I don't mind at all. Street outside has turned to soft, a kind of gray. Soft margin, nothing left to do or say. Soft margin, let me stay. Soft margin, fading, fading, okay. Morning comes and slow through the blinds on the wall. A strip of light that touches the edge of the hall. I sit on the floor with my tea getting cold, watching the dust find the places I'm told to clean up and answer and get to the day. But here in this quiet I'm choosing to stay. The phone on the table is face down and still. No need to be needed, no urge, no will. Outside the window the street has gone grey. A cat on the sidewalk is choosing to lay. I count the small sounds like I'm learning the new. The click of the heater, the creak of a shoe. A neighbor behind me is washing a dish. The water keeps running soft, hissing soft wish. And nothing is wrong, and nothing is late. I'm letting the hours decide what they may. Breathe in, breathe out, let the room hold you. Nothing is missing, there's nothing to do. The margin is soft and the edges are kind. Nothing is chasing the back of my mind. Soft margin, I'm living inside of the line. Soft margin, the quiet is doing me fine. Soft margin, no hurry, no need to explain. Soft margin, I'm letting the moment remain. Soft margin, a window, a cup and a chair. Soft margin, the weight of the room and the air. Soft margin, I'm here and I'm here and I'm here. Soft margin, the hum that you lean toward and hear. I open a book that I haven't read yet. The pages still blank, no regret, no debt. A pen on the counter is waiting for me, but I'm not in a rush to make it agree with anything urgent or clever or loud. The silence I'm keeping is more than allowed. It folds into pillows, it folds into floors. It opens a door and it leaves it unlocked. Maybe I'll call someone later today. Maybe I'll walk to the edge of the bay. Maybe I'll do nothing and that will be enough. Maybe the softness is made of this stuff. A breath and a pause and a longer exhale. A light that comes in through the gap in the veil. I'm not going anywhere I can name. I'm not going anywhere, and that's not to say. Soft margin, I'm living inside of the line. Soft margin, the quiet is doing me fine. Soft margin, no hurry, no need to explain. Soft margin, I'm letting the moment remain. Soft margin, a window, a cup and a chair. Soft margin, the weight of the room and the air. Soft margin, I'm here and I'm here and I'm here. Soft margin, the hum that you lean toward and hear. Soft margin, the street light is starting to glow. Soft margin, I'm tired but warm from the slow. Soft margin, the book closes soft on my knees. Soft margin, the night is allowed to be free. Soft margin, ooh, ooh, ooh. Soft margin, ooh, ooh, ooh. Soft margin, I'm letting it be. Soft margin, you and me. Soft margin, you and me. The window lets the early morning in. A stripe of gold across the wooden floor. My coffee sits untouched, growing thin. The steam is gone, the cup is nothing more than something warm to hold against my hands outside. The street is softened overnight, the pavement quiet, no one's making plans. The air is gentle, almost feather-light. I lean against the counter, let it be. No need to chase the hours, no demand. The morning rolls out like a slow, calm sea, and I am only standing where I stand. There's laundry folded on a chair since then. A book that's resting open on my knee. The phone is dark and I don't check again. The silence isn't empty, it feels free. I watch a single leaf drift past the glass. It tumbles down without a place to go. I think about the things I didn't ask, the people I still love but tell them slow. The room is full of light that has no edge, no urgency, no weight upon my chest. I breathe in once, I let the moment pledge to stay a while, to skip the slight unrest. Soft margin where the day can bend, soft margin where the noise can end. I don't need a reason to defend the quiet hours I spend. Soft margin, let it stay. Soft margin, fade away. Soft margin, the room is soft and white. Soft margin, nothing left to hide. Soft margin, the morning's on my side. Soft margin, I'm letting things abide. Soft margin, the breath comes slow and deep. Soft margin, I can feel the world asleep. Soft margin, the promises I keep are only mine and mine to keep. Soft margin, here with me. Soft margin, finally. Soft margin. I step outside, the air is cool and thin. My shadow stretching longer than before. A neighbor waves from where she's letting in the laundry on the line behind her door. No conversation, just a smile and nod, the kind of knowing that we both can hold. The sidewalk holds the quiet of a God who's resting now, who's let the story fold. I walk a little further, turn around. The house looks small but warm against the blue. There's nothing here that wants to be profound, just me, the street, the sky, the morning hue. Sometimes I forget that I can rest. Sometimes I forget that I'm allowed. Sometimes I forget that doing less is still a way to move through every crowd. So here I'm standing, cup held in my hand. The street has gone soft, and so have I. I'm finally learning how to simply stand. I'm finally watching hours gently fly. Soft margin, the room is soft and white. Soft margin, nothing left to hide. Soft margin, the morning's on my side. Soft margin, I'm letting things abide. Soft margin, the breath comes slow and deep. Soft margin. The light comes through the curtain slow. It finds the floor, then finds my hand. A coffee cup, the steam still rising. A book left open where I stand. I watch the dust become a halo. I let the silence set the tone. The street outside has lost its edge. It's just a road that leads back home. My shoulders find the chair behind me. My breath is small, but it is mine. The radio is playing low now, a melody I can't define. There's no performance I am giving, no audience I need to please. Just the sound of small decisions, the kind that set the body free. And I am not in any hurry, the clock can do whatever it wants. The room is warm, the room is honest, the room is holding all my thoughts. This is the soft margin, this is the space I keep. This is the soft margin, the line between the world and sleep. Soft margin, this is the soft margin. Soft margin, taking time. Soft margin, I'll be fine. Soft margin, hey, fine. I write a list and then I lose it. The pen rolls underneath the bed. The cat comes in, he doesn't judge me. He curls up close against my leg. I think of all the things I carry, the heavy names I used to hold. I set them down beside the doorway. I don't need them anymore, I'm told. So let the evening take its picture, let the city dim its glow. Let the screen go dark beside me, there's nothing here I need to know. Oh, just the hum of living, just the simple step I take, just the way the day releases like a breath I didn't have to make. This is the soft margin, this is the peace I found. This is the soft margin, the quiet strip of holy ground. Soft margin, standing in the stills. Soft margin, low it will. Soft margin, always will. Always will. The light has turned to something deeper. The cup is empty, that's okay. The street outside has gone to whisper. I'll stay right here, I'll stay. Soft margin, soft margin, fading slow now. Soft margin, letting go. Soft margin. Morning came in slow today, the street was quiet, mostly gray. A neighbor's curtain moving light across the floor, across the night. I set my cup beside the sink, letting steam rise. Not overthink the page I left open last night, still has the sentence halfway right. There's no emergency to tend, just hours that begin to bend. I hear a door close down the hall, footsteps laid against the wall. The phone is face down on the wood. I don't need it being good, just something steady, something near, a voice that doesn't disappear. I'm not chasing anything, I'm not waiting for a sign. I'm just sitting in the room while the daylight finds a line. There's a weight that I release, there's a sound that I don't keep. There's a margin soft and wide where I'm finally free to breathe. Soft margin, hold me slow, let the hours come and go. Soft margin, keep me here in the morning, in the clear. Soft margin, easy ground where I lay my burdens down. Soft margin, steady shore, I don't ask for any more. Soft margin, soft margin, soft margin, soft margin, soft margin. Stay, raise a stack of books I haven't read, pages folded, edges read, a coat still hanging by the door, like it expects me back for more. But I'm not rushing toward the week, I'm letting ordinary speak. The fan is spinning slow and low, the kind of sound that helps me know I'm exactly where I should be, with all the simple company. If the world gets loud outside, let me find the softer side. If the day begins to rush, let me feel the quiet hush. There's a corner of the room where the light comes through the bloom, and I sit there, hand on knee, nothing chasing after me. Just the margin, just the space, just the gentleness of place. Soft margin, hold me slow, let the hours come and go. Soft margin, keep me here in the morning, in the clear. Soft margin, easy ground where I lay my burdens down. Soft margin, steady shore, I don't ask for any more. Soft margin, 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 soft margin. Fading slow now, fading slow. Soft margin, letting go. Just a breath, just a breath, just a breath. Soft margin, soft margin. Morning folds the curtain slow, a thin line of gold across the floor. I set the cup down, watch the steam curve and vanish like a quiet door. Nothing loud, nothing sharp today. The kettle ticks until it's still. I count the seconds, let them stay like water cupped inside my will. Outside, the street is worn down soft. The tires hum a lower tone. The neighbor's window blinks aloft, a small blue light. Then it's gone. I trace the rim of what I know, the handle warm against my palm. The room is wide, the hour's slow, a hellbreath turning into calm. And I'm not asking for a sign, just a longer stretch of quiet time. Let the day arrive on its own, let the small things learn to rhyme. Soft margin, give me room to breathe, a little space between the sound. Soft margin underneath the eaves, where the almost quiet settles down. I'm not hiding, I'm not healed, just a woman learning how to yield to the pace, to the grace, to the soft margin. Soft margin, soft margin, soft margin, soft margin. The radio hums a song I knew, half familiar, half forgotten. It doesn't matter if it's true, it's just a warmth the day is brought in. I fold the towel, I close the book, I let the dust decide to settle. I don't need another look at the reasons I unsettle. If the city learns to dim its hum, if the traffic loses half its weight, if the afternoon forgets to come and the evening chooses not to wait, I'll be here beside the open door, cups still warm, the light still drawn, counting less and breathing more, letting softness be the dawn. Soft margin, give me room to breathe, a little space between the sound. Soft margin underneath the eaves, where the almost quiet settles down. I'm not hiding, I'm not healed, just a woman learning how to yield to the pace, to the grace, to the soft margin. Soft margin, soft margin, soft margin, soft margin, soft margin. Cup on the table, light on the floor, nothing knocking, nothing more. Soft margin, soft margin, soft margin, soft margin, soft margin. Soft margin, the room breathes slower than I do. A cup on the table, still warm against my thumb. Street light through the curtain, drawing lines across the floor. I trace them with my foot before I ever say a word. Nothing on the radio, just the fan humming low. A jacket on the chair where I left it yesterday. Soft margin, the kind of quiet you can hold, like a kettle that has just stopped before it cools. I check my phone, the screen's been dark for hours. The plants by the window lean a little toward the light. A page is folded at the corner where I stop reading. The chair remembers me, the cushion soft and slow. Soft margin, I keep my hands where I can see them. A pen beside the notebook, lid still clicking dry. The fridge hums in the kitchen like it's keeping time. Everything I own has learned to settle down, and nothing here is asking anything of me. The walls hold their own weight, the shelves do not complain. I am learning how to be a room that stays. I am practicing the art of staying put. Soft margin, where the day lets go of me. Soft margin, where I don't have to be more than I am. Soft margin, just a body in a chair. Soft margin, breathing air and letting air breathe me. Soft margin, the world outside can wait. Soft margin, I'm right here, I'm right here, I'm right here. Soft margin, my shoes are quiet by the door, laces still tight. A postcard from a friend I keep meaning to respond to. The laundry smells like Sunday and a little rain. I fold it slow and place it in a smaller pile. Soft margin. Even my reflection looks rested. The mirror's lost its hurry, just a wash of gray and blue. I water the basil on the sill and say nothing much. The leaves drink slowly, they are not in any rush. Some nights I was a window, every truck a tiny lump. Some nights I was a wire, every thought a current running through me. Tonight I am a margin, I am the white space at the edge. I am the line where the sentence finally stops. I am the soft margin, I am the soft margin. Let me be the soft margin. Soft margin, soft margin, where the day lets go with me. Soft margin, where I don't have to be more than I am. Soft margin, just a body in a chair. Soft margin, breathing air and letting air breathe me. Soft margin, the clock can lose its way. Soft margin, I'm not going anywhere, I'm not going anywhere. Soft margin, soft margin. The cup is getting cold, I don't mind. The street outside is getting soft too. Soft margin, soft margin, soft margin, soft margin. Soft margin in the morning light across the floor. Cup of something cooling that I never asked for. Phone face down on the table, nothing pulling me. Outside the window, people move like they are gentle. I don't chase the moment, I just let it settle. Breathing through the doorway, feeling finally free. There's a street that has gone quiet since the early rain. Every step a softer sound, no rush, no strain. I notice how the colors lean a little gray, but gray can hold a warmth that bright ones can't. Slow and low, the city breathes familiar. Apt and I'm walking through it like I found the way. So I'm not in a hurry, I'm not trying to win. Just a little softer, just a little within. Let the room stay open, let the day begin. Soft margin, where the day can lay its head down. Soft margin, soft margin, soft margin, where the noise becomes a low sound. I am here, in the ordinary room. Soft margin, there's a quiet kind of bloom. Soft margin, making space for what is true. There's a book I haven't opened on the kitchen shelf. Notes I wrote to no one stacked beside myself. Laundry in a basket, nothing asking when. Afternoon is sliding slow into the wall. I don't need a reason, I don't need a call. Just the patient company of now and then. If the world is loud, I'll let it pass me by. If the world is cold, I'll keep it small inside. Not a hiding place, just somewhere I can rest. Watching how the evening folds into the west. Knowing that the softness is the quiet test. That I can simply stay and still be blessed. Soft margin, where the day can lay its head down. Soft margin, where the noise becomes a low sound. I am here, in the ordinary room. Soft margin, there's a quiet kind of bloom. Soft margin, making space for what is true. Soft margin, letting go, let it land. Soft margin, just an open hand. Soft margin, soft margin, soft margin. Soft margin. Morning light is creeping sideways through the curtain edge. Coffee cooling on the table, edges curling from the heat. I let my fingers rest there, watching dust begin to drift. A quiet kind of noticing a slow and simple lift. The street outside is gone to glass. No traffic, no surprise, just neighbors taking out the bins under a pale blue sky. I count the small things on my hands, the folds I always miss. A roof that doesn't leak tonight, a child that's safe to kiss. Nothing's pulling at my sleeve, no urgent loud demand. hand, just an open hand. There was a time I held my breath for news I couldn't name. Waited on a ring and not the quiet changing of the frame. But this room has learned the patience that my younger self would mock. A book left open on the chair, a sock still in a pair unlocked. I walk the hallway in bare feet, no longer checking doors. The cat is sleeping on the rug, the cat is sleeping on the floor. The steam still curling from the pot, the kind that says you're home. Not perfect, never perfect, but no longer all alone. And the river of the morning slips like honey through my hand, just an open hand. I don't need to hold so tight, I don't need to see the end. I can let the day arise, slow and soft, slow and slow. Soft margin, where the edges blur to gray. Soft margin, soft margin, soft margin. Let the hours slip away. I'm not asking for a miracle, I'm not waiting on a sign. Just a quiet kind of clearing where the day and night align. Soft margin, soft margin. Breathing room around the sound. Soft margin. Feet remember where the ground is steady, 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 like a hand inside a hand. Soft margin, soft margin, soft margin, soft margin. The news is spilling over there, the world is loud and vast, but here the laundry hums along. The future's not the past. I write a list of what I have, not what I need to fix. A neighbor's lamp at dusk still on, the kind of gentle mix of dark and warm and ordinary. A porch that I can trust, a spoon that clinks against the glass. No more, no less, but just enough to fill the evening with its small and honest noise. A voice inside that finally learned to soften its own voice. And every bridge I cross today, I cross it slow and unplanned with an open hand. Some days I'm a thread pulled tight against a roughened seam. Some days I'm the needle resting, I let catch and dream. But mostly I'm the fabric now, the worn and easy weave. The kind you wrap around your shoulders when you have to leave. The kind you wrap around your shoulders when you stay instead. A map that's drawn in coffee rings, a future mostly red. I don't need the answer, love, I only need the room to hum a little longer underneath an ordinary moon. To hum a little longer, meet the morning where it stands. Soft margin, whoa, warmth margin, soft margin, whoa, worth margin. Morning finds the curtains half away, steam still rising from the cup I left. A car hums somewhere underneath the rain, not going anywhere, just sitting there. I watch my hand open on the table. No need to grip, no need to push. The room is warm enough to think and quiet as a paper on the floor. I keep my phone face down again, tired of the bright suggestions. Walk instead to where the bakery hums. Let the afternoon decide for me. A nod to the neighbor through the glass, small enough to almost not exist. The city pulls her shoulders down and I copy what the city does. Nothing breaking, nothing bending, just a slow turn of the page. If the whole day asks for nothing, I will answer with a breath. Soft margin, stay a little longer here. Soft margin, leave a little room for me. Soft margin, leave a little room for me. Soft margin, where the evening settles in. Soft margin, a hand that doesn't need a hold. Soft margin, just an open door, just an open door, just an open hand. Soft margin, soft margin, soft margin, soft margin, soft margin, soft margin. I fold the blanket, leave it for tomorrow. The kettle rests, still warm inside. Outside the window someone's arguing, and even that sounds gentle now. I notice how my shoulders drop without agreeing to let them go. A bus size passing keeps on going, and nothing pulls me after it. Maybe this is what the wise folks mean. Not the big speech, not the grand repair, just the lamp left on, just the door left cracked, just the room exactly as it is. I don't need to be becoming something, I can simply stay where I've been. Soft margin, hold me like a printed page. Soft margin, leave a little room for me. Soft margin, soft margin, soft margin. When the evening settles in, soft margin, soft margin. A hand that doesn't need a hold, soft margin. Just an open door, just an open door, just an open hand. Just a slow returning, just a slow returning. Soft margin, soft margin. The street outside is finally gone soft. The lights are low, the windows dim. I stay beside the cooling cup and breathe, and breathe, and breathe. Soft margin, soft margin, soft margin. Yeah. Morning comes in slower than I asked it to. The curtain catching light I haven't touched yet. A cup is sitting where I left it last night, still half full, still keeping me company. I wrap my hands around the handle just to feel something, something small, something I can hold for a minute. Outside a car door opens and it closes, and nobody is rushing anywhere at all. My phone is face down, screen dark and quiet. The room is breathing with me, that is enough. There's a neighbor 3 floors down who always hums. I never caught the melody, just the shape of it. The hallway smells like detergent and warm bread. Somebody's making lunch before the noon. I think about the people that I haven't called, the ones I keep in soft and patient places. My reflection in the kitchen window wave as I wave at it. It doesn't really wave back. The hours on a line, they're more like water, spreading out and finding every level surface. I put a record on, the needle finds its groove, and the room remembers how to be a room. I am learning how to take up less and less space, how to be a guest inside my own apartment, letting all the small and ordinary things be the only thing I carry through the day. There's a kind of freedom in not being needed. There's a kind of rest inside a quiet hour. Soft margin, hold me like a Sunday morning. Soft margin, let the world keep doing what it's doing. Soft margin, I am done with being busy. Soft margin, let me drift a little longer. There's a room where nothing has to happen. There's a street outside that has gone soft and cold. I don't need the day to mean a single thing, I just needed to keep breathing. Soft margin, stay with me, stay with me. I walk to the corner just to buy some milk. The cashier tells me that I look less tired. I tell her that I slept in half an hour. She says that counts, she says that absolutely counts. The light above the crosswalk blinks and blinks, and nobody's honking, nobody's waiting hard. I carry my small bag back along the sidewalk, past the mural that somebody painted last week. A dog is watching from a second-story window. His owner is on the phone, the dog stays patient. I'm thinking about dinner, I'm thinking about nothing. I'm thinking the two of them are almost the same. If everything I worry about took a day off, if every list I've written burned itself out, if the train I'm always catching took the long way, and the long way was the only way you knew, I think I'd still be standing in this kitchen. I think I'd still have hands and time and breath. I'd still have this strange and generous attention for a cup, a light, a neighbor's humming voice. Soft margin, carry me a little further. Soft margin, carry me a little further. Soft margin, soft margin, soft margin, soft margin, soft margin, soft margin. Yeah. Oh. kitchen low. Steam rising slow against the window glow. I watch a leaf drift by without a sound. The whole street settling in the softer ground. My coffee's cool, but I don't mind the wait. The room is patient, learning how to wait. I trace a circle on the dust of the shelf, just to feel the quiet, acting like myself. There's a neighbor on the balcony next door, reading something gentle, nothing more. The streetlight hums a tired amber tune. Her mouth keeps testing corners of the room. I don't reach for my phone, I let it lie. It's easier to watch the hours pass by. The shadow of the curtain moves like breath, a small reminder nothing here is in a rush to death. And the day lets go of what it's holding, and the air feels like a shoulder folding. And I can hear the fridge hum soft and steady, and I can hear my own chest feeling ready, ready to receive whatever's coming next, without a tightening and without a needless flex. Soft margin, give me room to just exist. Soft margin, let the edge of now be kissed by a light that doesn't ask me to perform, by a night that doesn't press me for a form. Soft margin, hold my worry by the door. Soft margin, I don't need a single thing more, just the slow return of my own steady breath, just a quiet, uncomplicated death. A car goes past, then silence comes back, and the street rewrites the rule that silence is thin. I notice how my shoulders sit lower now, a little less to carry, a little less to plow. The mug is empty, but the warmth still stays, a faint impression of the earlier days. And if tomorrow brings a different sky, at least I know this margin doesn't lie. Nothing needs to be resolved tonight. No, nothing needs to be examined under light. The mirror in the hallway rests its dead. The books beside the bed don't ask to shed. I'll let the hours stack like folded sheets, quietly and perfectly with skipping beats. And if I wake at 3 and feel a name, the dark will hold the shape that I became. Yeah. Soft margin, give me room to just exist. Soft margin, let the edge of now be kissed by a light that doesn't ask me to perform, by a night that doesn't press me for a form. Soft margin, hold my worry by the door. Soft margin, I don't need a single thing more, just the slow return of my own steady breath, just a quiet, uncomplicated depth. The curtain moves again, the room breathes slow, the lamp keeps a low and steady glow. And breathe, and breathe, and breathe. Soft margin, soft margin, soft margin. Soft margin, soft margin. Morning slides across the floor, steam is rising from the cup, dust is turning slow inside the light, and I'm not in any kind of rush. The window makes a square of gold, I let it sit against my hands. Nothing needs an answer right now, nothing is asking me to land. The street outside is barely moving, a bicycle leans against the wall. Somewhere a door is opening and closing, I hear it but it doesn't call. The radiator hums a little tune, my shoes are quiet by the chair. Even all the clocks are being gentle, like they know I'm standing here. And I've been so loud inside, so loud I couldn't hear my name. So I'm learning how to take up less and let the smaller things remain. 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 Soft margin, give me room to land. Soft margin, room to simply stand. I don't need a reason, don't need a plan, just a little space to be who breathing slow. Soft margin, where the evening goes. Hold me in the quiet, hold me close. Soft margin, soft margin. There's a notebook sitting on the table, open to a half-written line. The pen is resting in the gutter, patient like it's learned to wait. I trace the edge of what I'm feeling, let my fingers do the talk. Some things are easier to touch than say. Some things just wanna be drawn. If the world gets heavy later, if the noise comes back again, I will picture the small window, I will feel the cup, the pen. I will breathe until the edges of the day grow kind of thin, and I'll find my way back gently to the margin I'm within. Soft margin, give me room to land. Soft margin, room to simply stand. I don't need a reason, don't need a plan, just a little space to be who I am. Soft margin, where the breathing slow. Soft margin, where the evening goes. Hold me in the quiet, hold me close. Soft margin, soft margin. Just a little space, just a little space. Soft margin. Soft margin, soft margin. And the light keeps moving slowly, and the cup is cooling down. And I'm here, I'm still here. Soft margin, soft margin. Still here, still here. Soft margin. Yeah. Morning pulls the curtain slow, lets the dust dance in the pain. Coffee going cold again, I let it, do not complain. Phone face down, the screen went black an hour or two ago. Outside a leaf is losing hold, no rush to let it go. Sweater sleeves pulled over hands, just a warm where I sat, counting nothing, just the room, just the line of my own breath. Nothing heavy on the list, nothing waiting by the door. Soft margin, room for one small minute more. Street outside is gone to wood, tires hum a lower tone. Dog asleep on the welcome mat, dreaming he is alone. Neighbor's window finally dark, his TV buzzing faint. I write your name in condensation, then wipe it with my thumb. Easy thing, an easy way, the kind you barely feel. Like a book you forgot you hold until you set it down. The teacup brings a brown small circle on the wood. Soft margin, clear the quiet corner good. I am not in any hurry, I am not behind. Just a pose, just a steady, easy line. If you find me at the window, no, I am not lost. Reading light along the sill, a pace that I can cross. Soft margin, hold the space, let the day come in slow. Soft margin, leave the door, leave the window low. I am here, breathing easy in the room. Soft margin, nothing I'm racing to. A breath between the moments, a hand upon the sill. Soft margin, soft enough to be still. 6/8 on the metronome, ticking like a friend. Pen beside an open book, ink drying on the end. Boots by the wall, quiet now, no pavement left to me. I trace the seam along the floor where shadow learns the heat. Strings of laundry in the hall, swaying like they know. Nothing on the radio tonight, just a lamp, just a low glow. Notes I did not finish yet, they weigh without a sound. Soft margin, room to leave them lie around. If a thought should start to tighten, I will loosen it with tea. If the day should lean too heavy, I will set it beside me. There is no one I must impress before the city waits. No small debt I owe the morning for the shape my silence makes. Just this cushion and the pace, and just this pause I get to keep. Soft enough to be a landing, soft enough for sleep. And if you come in softer, if you come in slow, I will leave the latch unhooked, I will let the curtain go. Soft margin, hold the space, let the day come in slow. Soft margin, leave the door, leave the window low. I am here, breathing easy in the room. Soft margin, nothing I am racing to. A breath between the moments, a hand upon the sill. Soft margin, soft enough to be still. Soft margin, lamp left on for me. Soft margin, has gone quiet. Cup of cooling tea, I keep my hand around it. No need to be early, no need to be anywhere. Sunlight on the counter, touching things with care. A dish towel folded, a chair pushed back from spite. Window half open, the city's edges white. I watch the steam rise slow, I let it leave the room. Soft margin, no rush to reassume. Phone face down on the wood, the ringer turned to silent. Bills inside a folder, the future feels compliant. A neighbor's dog is barking, a truck rolls down the lane. I don't reach for answers, I don't try to explain. Just the whir of the fan above the fridge's steady hum. Outside the window frame, my shadow has become a slow and easy presence, the kind that doesn't press. Soft margin, let the rest of me undress. I am not in a hurry, I am not in a spin. I am only listening for the deeper din. Let the clock keep its thoughts, let the hours just thin. I have nowhere to be, and I am letting myself in. Soft margin, the room is wide and warm. Soft margin, my back against the floor. Soft margin, no angle I must turn. Soft margin, no lesson I must learn. Slow breath out, the air is thin and clear. Soft margin, I am finally here. Soft margin, a hand upon the chair. Soft margin, a room without a prayer. A book left open by the couch, mine cracked like a smile. A sweater thrown across the back, the kind I keep for a while. Keys beside the front door, a lanyard and a coin. Today I left my shoulders where I left them, in the joint of things that go unnoticed. The gentle calm and things, the sound of nothing breaking, the quiet that still sings. I stretch my arms across the day the way you stretched before. Soft margin, an open simple door. I am tired of the edges, the ones I filed too sharp. The schedules I kept close, the small and constant harp of alarms I kept adjusting. The emails I would send, the version of me earning, the version without end. So I'm sitting smaller, I'm taking off the weight. I am letting the unfilled hours communicate. Soft margin, the light is kinda ground. Soft margin, when nothing pushes down. Soft margin, the lamp is on and low. Soft margin, the shadows come and go. Soft margin, a hand upon my chest. Soft margin, the house is laid to rest. Slow breath out, the curtains drift and lean. Soft margin, the day is growing clean. Soft margin, no edge I have to keep. Soft margin, sleep. Morning pulls the curtain slowly to one side. Your shadow makes a long line on the wooden floor. Coffee steam is rising like a small soft tide, and I am standing nowhere, just behind the door. The room is wide and quiet, every wall is kind. Dust is drifting lazy through a stripe of sun. You are reading something gentle with a tilted mind, and I am letting minutes disappear as one. Outside the glass, the city is a paper sketch. Wind is moving traffic like a row of leaves. Nothing here is urgent, nothing needs to stretch. Even my small worry folds itself and leaves. I walk toward the kitchen, water hits the glass. Lemon slices bright, they sink and they unwind. You don't look up yet, but I know that you will ask what I want for breakfast, something easy to find. I want the slow meal, I want the second cup. I want a Sunday tone on any old day. I wanna stop chasing what is getting up. I wanna stay exactly where I stay. This is the soft margin. This is the soft margin. A breathing line between the noise and me. This is the soft margin. This is the soft margin, when nothing has to prove itself to me. I will learn to live inside the soft margin. I will let the hours move the way they move. I will stop insisting on a finished image. I will simply keep returning to the groove. day has a color somewhere in between. Not quite gold, not quite the gray I used to wear. Still the pillow prints are fading on the linen, and the lamp is humming like an evening prayer. I am writing less, I am sleeping through the news. I am letting someone else decide to play. You are building shelves and choosing quiet screws, and I am learning how to put a thing away. Maybe I was racing down a gentle hill. Maybe I confused the winning with the run. Maybe I just needed somewhere to be still, somewhere that is patient when I am not done. So I will take this margin like a clean white page. I will write a slower kind of honest line. I will not be early, I will not be sage. I will just be here, and that will have to shine. This is the soft margin. This is the soft margin, a breathing line between the noise and me. This is the soft margin. This is the soft margin, when nothing has to prove itself to be. I will learn to live inside the soft margin. I will let the hours move the way they move. I will stop insisting on a finished image. I will simply keep returning to the groove. Soft margin, hold the room tonight. Soft margin, keep the lamp light low. Soft margin, nothing has to be right. Soft margin, let the minutes go. Soft margin, soft margin, soft margin. Soft margin. The morning pull the curtains slow. A stripe of light across the floor. I let my tea go cold again. Not worried, just not keeping score. A neighbor walks his dog below. The leash goes slack against the door. And nothing here is asking me for more than I am looking for. My phone is face down on the wood. The notifications can wait. I trace the ring you left behind. A little circle fade away. The room is warm with standing heat. The radiator hums a tone. I rest my head against the wall and listen to the building's bones. Some days the world goes quiet and I don't mind the sound. Some days the air is gentler and I just stick around. I breathe in through the window, I breathe out through the hall. I don't need a single thing to catch me when I fall. Soft margin, holding room for me. Soft margin, underneath the tree. Soft margin, where the day gets thin. Soft margin, let the light back in. Soft margin, breathing in and out. Soft margin, never in a rush. Soft margin, just a little space. Soft margin, tucked into the day, a little space. A little space. Soft margin. I write a line and cross it out. I write it back the way it was. The pencil lead is good and dull. It moves because it does, because the cat is sleeping on my notes. Her ribs go up, her ribs go down. A small religion breathing slow. A small devoted sleepy crown. There is no lesson in the leaves, they fall because the season turns. There is no message in the rain, it taps the glass and then returns. And I am only here today, a pair of hands, a quiet face. I do not have to understand the whole of time to find my place. Holding room for me. Soft margin, underneath the tree. Soft margin, where the day gets thin. Soft margin, let the light back in. Soft margin, breathing in and out. Soft margin, never in a rush. Soft margin, just a little space. Soft margin, tucked into the day, a little space. A little space. Soft margin. The street outside is gone to sleep. The streetlights hum a yellow hymn. I pull the blanket to my chin. and let the evening settle in. Soft margin, soft margin, soft margin. Soft margin. The kettle clicks off and the steam curls slow. I let it sit there, I don't need it yet. The window's open just a half inch, enough to feel the night coming. My tea is getting cooler on the table. I keep watching it like it's something new. Outside, the street is quieter than usual. Even the street light looks half asleep. I notice the small things I used to skip. The way the curtain moves, the way dust drifts. There's a paper cup beside a closed down shop, still holding rain from earlier today. My phone is face down on the counter, no names, no lights, no little buzzing glow. I sit there breathing the room back in, letting the quiet become something solid. I don't have to be anywhere right now, I don't have to answer anything tonight. The evening is wide and slow around me. It's holding me without asking for proof. I'm not waiting for a sign or a phone call, I'm just letting the room keep being the room. Soft margin, that's the space I keep for me. Soft margin, where I put the date on gently. Soft margin, when the world gets loud and close, I step back to the soft margin. Soft margin, soft margin, breathing room around my chest. Soft margin, no rush, no urgent message. Soft margin, let me be a little still inside the soft margin. Soft margin, soft margin, soft margin. There's a car parked crooked across the way. No one comes out, no one drives away. The cat next door has found a windowsill, curled like a comma, watching nothing move. I count the sounds instead of counting hours. A hinge, a branch, a far-off train that's late. Somewhere a neighbor's TV murmurs low, just enough to prove that someone's home. I'm not trying to escape the evening, I'm letting the evening arrive on time. The mirror on the wall reflects the lamp, dimmer than before, and that feels correct. If I move slow now, the hours move kind. If I stay here, the room will stay with me. I'm writing nothing down and remembering everything I need is already mine. Soft margin, that's the space I keep for me. Soft margin, where I put the date on gently. Soft margin, when the world gets loud and close, I step back to the soft margin. Soft margin, soft margin, breathing room around my chest. Soft margin, no rush, no urgent message. Soft margin, let me be a little still inside the soft margin. Soft margin, it's the line I wanna raise. Soft margin, it's the room I leave myself. Soft margin, every evening feels the same, every evening feels the same inside. The kettle is cold now, I don't mind. The window still holds that half-inch of night. I'll stay here until the street wakes up, I'll stay here breathing slow and wide. Soft margin, soft margin, soft margin, soft margin. Light slipping past the curtain, slow and gray. The kettle still is warm from yesterday. I set my phone down, face down on the table. Nothing urgent, nothing left to label. My notebook open to a half-written page. The street outside has turned to softer age. Even the footsteps passing by attain. I whisper nothing, but I breathe your name. The room is small and keeps a shape around me. A cup of tea still cooling, you had found me sitting closer to the window than the door, not waiting for a sign or anymore. There's a kind of quiet that you recognize, the one that doesn't ask for your replies. I watch the shadows stretching on the floor, and I am thankful that there's nothing more. Take a breath, let the edges blur. Soft margin, not a need to rush or reassure. Soft margin, just the day, just the light on the wall. Soft margin, just the room, just enough for it all. Soft margin, where I leave some room to breathe, a clearing in the day I won't concede. Soft margin, slow and steady, wide and low, a little space where nothing has to show. Soft margin, let the small hours arrange themselves. Soft margin, on a shelf beside the rest. Soft margin, no emergency, no rest. Soft margin, just the quiet doing its task. Soft margin, hold me in your pace. Soft margin, hear me back this grace. The neighbor's cat is sleeping on the sill, the radiator ticks, the air is still. I trace a line along the wooden chair, remembering how little we compare. A text comes in but I will read it later. A book lies open at a quiet chapter. The afternoon is taking its own time, and I am letting it be mine, be mine, be mine. There are rooms you walk into and exhale, where the hum of traffic finally fails, where the to-do list loosens from your hands, and the world insists on kind of plans. I keep returning to this clear blue space, where the soft margin holds a steady place. Not a hiding, not a running from, just the gentlest permission to become. Soft margin, where I leave some room to breathe, a clearing in the day I won't concede. Soft margin, slow and steady, wide and low, a little space where nothing has to show. Soft margin, let the small hours arrange themselves. Soft margin, on a shelf beside the rest. Soft margin, no emergency, no ask. Soft margin, just the quiet doing its task. Soft margin, hold me in your pace. Soft margin, give me back this grace. Soft margin, when the day begins to fade. Soft margin, when the day begins to fade. Soft margin, in the corner I have made. Soft margin, just a little more than enough. Soft margin, soft margin. Ooh, soft margin, soft margin. Morning came in slow, no rush to start the day. Curtain light is sitting on the floor this way, steam above the coffee, drifting on its own. Phone face down beside it, I am not alone. Small clock on the wall is ticking out of tune. Nothing really matters if I finish soon. Shoes by the front door, not going anywhere, just breathing in the room in the open air. Window cracked an inch to let the traffic hum. Sidewalk voices mixing with the carpet drum. Neighbors walk their dog and wave without a word. Ordinary magic most of us have heard. I keep my pages open but I do not read. Just watch the way the dust is moving where it leads. The fridge is humming something patient, low and sweet, a private kind of music playing underneath. I am not in a hurry, I am not behind, just a little softer, just a different kind. Let the day come to me, let the hours bend. I will hold this quiet till the quiet ends. Soft margin, in the corner I have made. Soft margin, just a little more than enough. Soft margin, every slow and simple day. Soft margin, gentle as the morning light. A little more than enough. A little more than enough. A little more than enough. Soft margin, soft margin. a single cup and set it on the rack. Watch the water drip and roll the sink back black. The street outside has turned its volume down to gray. Cars are moving slowly, no one in a rush to stay. My sweater smells like cedar, something warm and old. Stories that the fabric somehow still can hold. I trace a line of sunlight with my fingertips, tasting what the moment gives me on the lips. I do not need a reason to be here right now. I do not need a promise, do not need a vow. Just a room that holds me without asking for a thing. Just a sky that opens like a quiet wing. I will keep this margin, keep it where I stand. A little patch of steady on unsteady land. And if the day gets louder, I will let it pass through me like a window, through me like glass. Soft margin, in the corner I have made soft margin, just a little more than enough. Soft margin, every slow and simple day. Soft margin, gentle as the morning light. I have made a little space, a little more than enough. A little more than enough. A little more than enough. Soft margin, soft margin, soft margin, just a little more than enough. Soft margin, breathing out, breathing slow, breathing in the light. Soft margin, just a little more than enough. Morning came in through the curtain, quiet like it didn't wanna be loud. Coffee sitting on the counter, steam curls up, soft and slow. I watched the light move on the wall, it didn't rush, it didn't hurry. Just a slow and steady knowing that the room had room for me. There's a street outside my window, streetlights hum a softer song. People walking with no hurry, earbuds in, eyes on the ground. A bus goes by and takes the corner, slow enough to feel the air. I don't need to be there with them, I'm just glad that they are there. I've been chasing things that loud things said. I've been running from the quiet in my chest. Now I'm sitting here with nothing to prove, letting the small things carry all the weight. Soft margin, give me room to breathe. Soft margin, let me lay it down. Soft margin, just a little more than enough. Soft margin, hold me without sound. Soft margin in the in-between. Soft margin, where the day turns slow. Soft margin, I'm not asking for a lot, just a little more than enough to grow. My phone is face down on the table, notifications turn to gray. The cat is sleeping on the rug there, rising, falling, soft and small. I think about the words I hurried, words I never got to mean. Now I let them come out slower, let them land where they should land. I used to think that more was better, more to say, more to show, more to be, but more just made the room feel smaller and the air feel thin to me. So I'm trading all that waiting for a window and a cup of tea, for the breath I keep on losing when I'm trying hard to breathe. Soft margin, give me room to breathe. Soft margin, let me lay it down. Soft margin, just a little more than enough. Soft margin, hold me without sound. Soft margin in the in-between. Soft margin, where the day turns slow. Soft margin, I'm not asking for the world, just a little more than enough to know. Breathing out, breathing slow, breathing in the light. Soft margin, soft margin, just a little more than enough. and soft margin. Just a little more than enough. Morning comes and slowly through the curtain edge, a thingle line drawn on the wooden floor. I hear the kettle starting up a slow hum outside the window. Somebody walks the dog, the world is turning, but it turns so soft today. Nothing in a hurry, nothing being chased. I let my hand rest open on the bedsheet and just stay here a minute longer than I planned. There's a cup on the table from the night before, cool now. Ring of coffee still upon the rim. I pick it up and hold it anyway. Feel the weight of something small and ordinary. The street below is quiet like it knows my name. Even the cars are passing without sound. I think about a sentence, I keep forgetting something kind, something I meant to say out loud. So I will breathe a little, let the day arrive the way it wants to come. Not pulling at the hours, not reaching far, just sitting at the margin of the sun. Soft margin, where the room and morning meet. Soft margin, where my heartbeat finds its beat. Just a little more than enough, just a little more than enough. Nothing missing, nothing extra. Just a little more than enough. I open up a window just an inch or two. The air comes in with traffic and wet leaves. It smells like someone's bread, like someone's laundry, like someone walking home and not get tired. I think about the years I rushed through carelessly, how I missed the weather and the doorway light. And now I'm learning slowly, to let the present be the present, warm and right. There is no emergency inside this room, no fire, no deadline, no forgotten call. The sun is climbing, but it isn't going anywhere, and neither am I for a while. I trace the shadow of a plant against the wall. I count my breaths the way you count the stairs. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and fine. I'm still here and that I'm still okay. Soft margin, where the room and morning meet. Soft margin, where my heartbeat finds its beat. Just a little more than enough, just a little more than enough. Nothing missing, nothing extra. Just a little more than enough. Soft margin, just a little more than enough. Soft margin, just a little more than enough. The light is moving slowly across the floor. I am moving slowly with it, that is all. The day can't wait for me. The day can't wait. Just a little more than enough. Soft margin, just a little more than enough. The morning light slides slowly down the hallway wall. I let it land wherever it decides to fall. The teacup sits and cools beside an open book. I don't reach for the phone, I don't need a look. The street outside is soft and almost out of sound. Just one slow car, one pigeon turning around. I rest my hand on nothing, feel the weight of air, and breathe it in like something I was meant to share. The room is wide enough for me to drift in place, to find a small untroubled corner of my face. The radio is humming something I have known, a bass line under someone's voice, a gentle undertow. I fold the blanket once and leave it on the chair. The warmth stays there like someone who was nearly there. I count the ceiling shadows like a patient little prayer. 5 straight lines of gold that say the evening has been fair. The neighbor's dog gives up on barking halfway through, and somehow that small letting go is the kindest thing I knew. I cracked the window just enough to let the rain come in, a soft repeating kindness tapping on the glass again. I'm not asking for a miracle, I'm only asking slow, to sit a little longer where the quiet people go, to let the minutes thicken like the honey in my cup, to let the small things find me before they give up. Soft margin, room to breathe, room to bend. A little more than enough is where I begin again. Soft margin, pocket of warm light, just a little more than enough to make it through the night. I don't need the gold, I don't need the grand design, just a little more than enough, a little more of mine. Soft margin, steady underneath my feet. Soft margin, just a little more than enough. Soft margin, and the morning feels complete. I find a book of photographs I haven't touched in years. The corners softened gently by the dust and by the tears. A woman with a straw hat smiling on the dock. A man with paint-stained fingers pointing at a rock. I close the cover, slowly place it on the shelf. Some stories keep on keeping without telling themselves. The radiator ticks a waltz against the wall, and I let the music make me softer, soft and small. I used to chase the edges, hold the grip until it burned. I learned the hardest lesson is the one I unlearned. That love is not a summit we must climb and plant a flag upon. It's the low and steady warmth of humming when the day is gone. So here I sit, unfinished with the kettle on the stove, pouring out a simple kindness I can barely hold. One cup, one chair, one window, one slow breathing sky, just a little more than enough to get me by. Soft margin, room to breathe, room to bend. A little more than enough is where I begin again. Soft margin, pocket of warm light, just a little more than enough to make it through the night. I don't need the gold, I don't need the grand design, just a little more than enough to get me by. Soft margin, steady underneath my feet. Soft margin, just a little more than enough. Soft margin. The morning finds me where I left my keys. The window has a stripe of gold across the floor. The teacup holds the heat it held an hour before. My hands are quiet now, my mind is at ease. A leaf comes loose and rides the draft along the door. The teacup holds the heat it held an hour before. I trace the rim and think of nothing anymore. The street outside has learned a softer pace. The cars go by like low and distant breathing. A neighbor sweeps a line of dust beneath the trees. The day repeats the simple steps of earlier days. I pour a little more, the cup is slowly filling. The morning leans on me, the room is gently leaning. So let me stay inside this quiet hour. Let me hold the weight of this unhurried feeling. There is nothing I am waiting for, no one knocking, no alarm is ringing. I am only here, I am only here. Soft margin, where the light comes in slow. Soft margin, let the day unfold slow. I breathe it in, I breathe it out, I let it go. Soft margin, every edge is low. Soft margin, every shadow soft to know. I breathe it in, I breathe it out, I let it flow. Soft margin. up into a half-written line. The pen is rolled away, I leave it where it fell. A hum is moving somewhere in the wall. The afternoon is patient, it will keep what's mine. I read the page, I wrote the words, begin to tell. A hum is moving somewhere in the wall. That even nothing happened, something happened after all. I do not need the world to hold its breath for me. I do not need the clock to stop upon the wall. A slow and steady pulse is all I'm needing. A small and simple room is more than enough. I let the minutes go, I let the minutes fall. A small and simple room is more than enough. Where the light comes in slow, let the day unfold slow. I breathe it in, I breathe it out, I let it go. Soft margin, every edge is low. Soft margin, every shadow soft to know. I breathe it in, I breathe it out, I let it flow. Soft margin, there's no hurry anymore. Soft margin, I am walking through the door. Soft margin, soft margin. A cup is empty now. The room is still. The light has moved a little further down the sill. I breathe it out, I breathe it out. Soft margin, soft